Jacobson, headmistress of the Budo, where we teach authentic Ninjutsu and classical Samurai Bujutsu. And for those of you who don't know what that is, those are the ancient martial arts of the ninja and samurai. Tonight in this lesson, we are going to discuss the Samurai-no-Kokoroe, which are the 21 precepts of the samurai. We're going to particularly focus on the first one, which is know thyself, although I will go through all 21 with you, just in case people don't really know what they are, right? So, so the dojo is closed, it's late, family's in bed, and I kind of felt like I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you guys tonight on this particular subject, just simply because we talked about it in class tonight, and I felt like it's something that, I think this is one of those things that a lot of martial artists tend to overlook, the importance of the Samurai-Kokoroe. And again, we've talked about the difference between Gendai Budo, which are the modern martial arts. They were created after 1868, so they particularly have like Karate Do, Aikido, Kendo, Judo, Iaido, so this idea of Do, right? Then you have the Koryu, and Koryu was created before 1868, and those would be like Ninjutsu and Bujutsu and Kobujutsu and things like that. The martial arts that was predated 1868, and that's what I teach, the Koryu, so Koryu Ninjutsu, Koryu Bujutsu. And the Samurai-Kokoroe, or the 21 precepts of the samurai, it allows an individual to be able to have a strong foundation as to the way that you should live your life so that you can be a better you. That's ultimately what these 21 precepts are. It's a kind of like a fundamental basis of guidelines, if you will. That might be a very kind of the wrong word, but we're going to use that word, methodology, 21 methodologies that allow you to kind of find who you are and a way to live your life, an honorable life, right? One thing that a lot of people overlook with the Samurai-no-Kokoroe is that there's two different aspects to each lesson. You have the internal aspect and the external aspect. So a lot of times people will look at something like, say, know thyself, which is number one. They look at that and they think, well, I already know what that means because I've seen martial art movies, and I watched some kung fu flick and they've talked about it, so yeah, I've already got that lesson. It's very important that you understand that if you're going to master an art, you have to understand everything in its complexity, not just in its like this very easy top level form, right? So a lot of these particular methodologies, all 21 of these methodologies, there's a particular lesson that goes along with it. And like I said, each one has an internal aspect to how you can make yourself a better you, but it also has an external aspect of how you can relate to something external and then apply that particular lesson to that situation, whether it's in a combative situation for self-defense or personal protection, or maybe you're in a situation where something comes up at your job and you're in a situation where maybe you're fighting depression or anxiety or fear, or you have a low self-esteem, a bad self-image. These things, if you're with someone that can really help you, these 21 precepts, these methodologies help you figure out more about who you are and how you can look at something more, not just in a way that's, oh, woes is me, but how you can turn that and take everything and find the positive in it. Now, everything has a positive and negative, but most people tend to look at the negative they look at the negative things more than they do the positive. And we can get in that, aspect, that lesson, into another day. And maybe that does come a little bit into this particular lesson today of know thyself. But a lot of people really do. It's like when you say, oh, how was your day today? Well, I got a speeding ticket. Okay, and even though the speeding ticket may have been, a negative thing in your particular day, but what about, did you have a good breakfast? Did you have a good conversation with a friend? Did you enjoy the music in your car? I mean, we can go on and on about how there's probably way more positive things in that particular day than that one negative situation that, people tend to cling to, right? So, with that particular understanding, that's what I mean by there's more. These particular 21 precepts are kind of designed to help you understand how you should look at things much differently. You should look at how you can look at things as a martial artist, how you can look at things and help develop your character, develop your spirit, your bushi ki, and be better, right? So what I want to do real quick is I'm going to read you guys the 21 precepts, and then we're going to kind of go on from that, right? And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on all 21 of these. Today's lesson is going to be on the first one, and then we will kind of, who knows, maybe I'll come back and talk about, a few more of them, or maybe all of them in a particular lesson, who knows. But here we go. So number 1, know thyself. Number 2, always follow through on commitments. Number 3, respect everyone. Number 4, hold strong convictions that cannot be altered by your circumstance. Number 5, don't make an enemy of yourself. Number 6, live without regrets. Number 7, be certain to make a good impression. Number 8, don't cling to the past. Number 9, never break a promise. Number 10, don't depend on other people. Number 11, don't speak ill of others. Number 12, don't be afraid of anything. Number 13, respect the opinions of others. Number 14, have compassion and understanding for everyone. Number 15, don't be impetuous. Number 16, even the little things must be attended to. Number 17, never forget to be appreciative. Number 18, be first to seize the opportunity. Number 19, make a desperate effort. Number 20, have a plan for your life. And number 21, never lose your beginner's spirit. We can talk about the different spirits and things like that in another video as well. That would make a great video for you guys. Hopefully you can learn a lot from that one. But anyway, the very first one, know thyself. Know yourself. And that seems so easy, doesn't it? Like, I think most people, well, tell me about yourself. Who are you? But if you think about it, that is an extremely difficult question to ask. Well, who are you? Right? I mean, like, I'm sure you guys have heard that, who are you before someone told you who you were? Right? What did you like before someone told you what you like? Do you believe this, or is that what you were told to believe? Like, that particular one right there, it gets deep really quick if you really look at what that really means. Now, when we talk about know thyself, you should know yourself in all aspects of your life, physically, mentally, and emotionally, as well as personal, private, and professional. And that's extremely important because ultimately we all have the right to live our life to be happy. And but I always use 2 hashtags. I use 2 hashtags a lot when I do, like, you know, selfies or something like that. But I always do hashtag live life, hashtag be you. And you know, as a transgendered woman who teaches martial arts, I just feel like it's very important for people to live their life to the fullest. You need to be you, regardless of what everybody else thinks, because what everyone else thinks, it doesn't truly matter. It's your life. You're living your life. You're not living your life to appease other people. You're living your life to make yourself happy, so that you can have you can live your life to the fullest, what you want it to be, right? So using that concept, right, of living your life to the fullest, in our dojo, in the Budo, there's only one rule that I stick the students to, you know. I mean, I get that all 7 traditions have their own little kun and they're all little rules, you know, the Gyokoryu rules or Kotoryu or whatever, Togakuryu or Tomoru or Eishinryu and the Samurai-no-Kokoroe, and all that's well and good. And these are great lessons to learn and good things to go by. But in all reality, in the age that we live today, I have one rule for my students, and that's, and at harm none, do what you will. And what that means truly is, if you're not hurting anybody or anything, right? If you're not hurting anybody or you're not hurting anything and you're following your heart, then do it. That's what, and at harm none. None doesn't necessarily mean a person. And at harm none, you're not like hurting any living creature, right? So do what you will. So if you're happy, you're not hurting anybody, do it. And I firmly believe that. I think a lot of people don't follow their hearts. They don't follow their dreams. They might be a little insecure. They fight depression and anxiety and fear, and they don't go after the things that they want in life because they're too insecure, and they don't know how to go about getting it. Right there automatically says they don't know themselves, because if they knew who they were, they would know how to go about getting what it is that they want out of life. But the fact that they're not getting what they want out of life truly means that they don't understand the very first methodology of the Samurai-no-Kokoroe of know thyself, right? So, and you should know everything about your character, the positives and the negatives. And there's a lot of things about all of our characters that we have that maybe some people see as a positive, but other people see as a negative. So then you get that whole concept going on. Like for me, and again, I've talked about this in multiple different videos, but for me, I am hell-bent on honor, respect, integrity, loyalty, you know what I mean? Like there's an old quote from Al Capone, and it says, "I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Be careful who you talk to, and be careful who your friends are." I totally love that, because I would much rather have a handful of really good students than have 100 students that just suck and they have all this rank, or you have a handful of just close friends that you tell your deepest secrets to, and have just that, or have all these people that know everything about you and you're giving your heart and your soul to everybody, and there's the old saying, it's like, with teachers, students, right? One student, one problem. Many students, many problems, right? So the more that you open up, the more that, just like in a real fight, the more that you open up, the more people can take advantage of you. So for me personally, when I go back to the things that I'm really hell-bent on, like, let's take loyalty. The people who stick with me, I got their back. No matter what. If you stick with me and you show me honor and respect and loyalty, whether it's to myself or to the dojo or the Budo, I will always show respect back. But I'm also one of those people, like, if you stab me, if you talk shit about me online, if you post hateful shit, if you've lied to me in some way, you've backstabbed me in some way, I found out that you've been a disrespectful bastard to me or whatever in some way, I'm done with you. I got nothing for you. And I don't mean that, and I say that, and people are like, God damn, you're just so damn hateful. No, I'm not hateful. I just know myself. I know that even if, let's say I find out that Bob might have said some negative shit about me on the internet, or maybe Bob posted some negative shit about me on the internet, or maybe he perpetuated a lie about me, or he told someone something that wasn't true, or maybe I had a student that, talked shit about me, or a friend, or whatever. I know that I'm not the kind of person, like, I can let it go, and I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to hate Bob, but I'm not putting Bob back on the dojo floor. The reason for that is I know myself. I know that I care so much about the true, authentic ninjutsu training, and for me to pass on what I've learned from my masters to my students. There's no way in hell I'm going to look on my dojo floor, I'm going to look at some dude or woman or whatever, some man or woman that has just talked shit about me on the internet, who's posted shit, who's, posted stupid shit in an email, and then when I question them in an email, they don't want to respond. They run around like a fucking coward on the internet. They're just backstabbing, hateful, bastards. There's no way I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, I forgive you. Come on in the dojo and let me train you some more. No fucking way. I care about what I do too much. And if someone's going to hurt me and they do that on purpose, I'm not going to put them on the dojo floor. I know that about myself. It ain't going to happen. So when we say know thyself, let me tell you guys something that maybe some of you guys don't know. Let's see here. I'm going to be 42 in a couple weeks, right? So for some of you young pups out there who don't, you're like, oh, I'm young. I got all my life to live. Whatever. Let me just tell you, time flies much quicker than what you think. And for me, this is why I'm easy to just cut people out. When you fuck me over once, we're done. And I do believe people should get second chances. I do believe that you should, accept apologies and move on with your life. And there's not that many students I wouldn't let back on the floor. I mean, I'm in my 15th. I started the Budo back in 2004, so I'm in my 15th year, and I would say that I have less than 10 people that I would never train again in my life, that I won't even, this is not going to happen. And those are the people that are on the dojo floor. I've got way more than that on the internet who's posted stupid shit, and they were hateful to me on the internet, and I won't respond to their email. I ain't going to pick up the damn phone. I ain't calling them back. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. That's just the way that I am, And I'm going to tell you why. Because at almost 42 years of age, I've come to realize that I'm not going to beat Father Time. It's not going to happen. If you pick up your cell phone in the morning, if you charge it overnight, you look at that battery and it says 100%. Well, right now at 42, statistically, I'm halfway through my life. My battery says 50%. That battery isn't going to change. I can't give myself more life. And I'm going to be damned if I spend an ounce of energy, a moment, one day, fucking with someone that has done me wrong. You know what I mean? Now, I had to go through my teens, my 20s, and my 30s, and now I'm into my 40s before I understood that. Because when you're young, you want to have it out with people. You want to be like, oh, fuck you, and you have this big argument and all this. But then you start to learn who you are. Then you start to learn life. Life is the best teacher. It teaches you everything. and you start getting a little bit of mileage on there, and you start learning who you are and what it is that you stand for, and what it is that you want out of life, and you realize you're like, I only have so much time. Fuck. I'm half done. What am I going to do on the back end of my life that's going to make sure that help the Budo live on past my death? What am I going to do in the back end of my life that's going to help the people that truly want to learn the martial arts that I teach, right? What am I going to do in the back end of my life that's going to help my family live if something was to happen to me? You have to know yourself. So me knowing that I'm really big on honor and respect and integrity and loyalty, and if you're one of my students and I'm sharing something with you that means so much to my heart, I expect the same back. If I'm giving you something special and I'm sharing that with you, expect back. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just aren't like that. Well, then we ain't gonna mix. I know that about myself. I know that as certain things that I think people, as they go through life, they start to learn those things. Like as a transgendered woman, I know that not everybody is ever going to accept everything that I do, even if it was in a different situation. And what I mean by that is, if I didn't exist, let's just say that the Budo existed, right? Same exact curriculum, same exact videos, everything. You guys look at the annual stealth camps that I put up, and look at the stealth walking and all the different sensual removal techniques that we do, and the survival skills, and the fire videos, and the water fighting videos, and the Gotan Po, and the Tenchi Jin, and all the Taijutsu and Ninjutsu videos that I put up, and all that kind of stuff. If you look at those same videos and you just subtract the visual of me, take a transgendered woman out, and then you put in another guy. We're going to call him Biff. And Biff is this big muscular guy, and he's got tattoos, and he was in the military, and and all this kind of stuff. Because people are so fixated on image. If it was the same, that individual would more than likely do better, because people like image. The fucking problem is that they have a problem because they're fixated on image. They're fixated on themselves. I teach a specific set of skills. You'll see where I'm going with this. I teach a specific set of skills, and those skills is what you're going to apply to your life, not my image. Do you follow me on that? Like, what you do is what you do. Knowledge is lightweight, and you can take it anywhere you go. So when a student comes into the dojo and they're trying to learn martial arts from me, my job is to help them find themselves through training. And that training will help refine and better their spirit. So when we say you should know yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. You should also understand the 3 areas outside of that, which is personal, private, and professional. You should also understand your limits. How far can you run? How much can you lift? How many rounds could you go without losing it? How do you react? What is your natural reaction when you get presented against multiple attackers? A single attacker with a knife, a gun. You should know your specific skill set. What would you do against this particular threat? What would you do against that particular threat? If you don't know, you need to get a teacher that will help you. You need to understand what happens in my life when maybe my boss presents me with this threat. How would I react to that particular situation? How do I react against violence? How do I react against love? How do I react against compassion? All these different things help people better understand who they are and where they're going. For me, again, as a transgender woman, as I go through this transition, before the transition, I was a really hateful person. I was mean. I was hateful. I cussed all the fucking time. And I don't mean I cuss all the fucking time now, but I cussed all the fucking time before because I was hateful as shit. I was competitive. I'm still competitive, but I hated to lose. And if I lost, I'd get into a fight. Like, I was just so hateful. I did not like myself. And then I finally, this is who I am. Now, did I lose friends because I became, the woman that I am? Yeah. Not all my friends, but some. Did I lose family, closeness to my family because I became the woman who I am? Yeah. Not all my family, but some. But did I lose students? Well, no, I didn't really lose students because I started the Budo after the transition, but I probably would have. I tell you this, before the transition, I owned a health club. I was a personal trainer by trade. That's why I'm really big on health and fitness. You guys probably hear me talk about bodybuilding and supplements and training programs and all that kind of jazz all the time. But here's the thing. So previous, did I lose personal training clients when I went through my transition? Yeah, not all of them, but some. The thing is there's, I think it's like a Dr. Seuss quote or something, but like the people that care don't care, or the people that matter don't care, and the people that don't care or whatever. There's some weird fucking quote, but I can't remember how that goes. But the people that care don't care, and the people that don't care care. So basically, what the old saying is, this particular old saying, excuse me, it's a Dr. Seuss quote. It's not an old saying. So the people that care about you don't care, meaning they want you to be happy. But the people that don't care about you, they're the ones that care about every little fucking thing that you do wrong. They want to make sure they point it out because they don't give a fuck about you. They just want to cause you problems. So what the thing is like, you guys need to search that in yourself through your training. You need to know your limits. You should know how much you can lift, how much you can run, how fast are you, how quick are you, and that changes with time. I mean, for me, I am in my 40s and I can't do what I could do in my 30s. And my 30s was probably better overall from an athletic perspective. I think I was probably maybe faster and quicker in my 20s, but my 30s I think I was much more refined from an athletic perspective than I was in my 20s. I don't know. That's just my own personal perception of myself, and someone else probably disagree with that. But in my 40s, I know that I can still get it done. I have no problems with that. But I can't do it as much as I could do it in my 30s. And in my 30s, I couldn't do it as much as I could do it in my 20s. None of us going to beat that. And we should know our limit. And you should know that limit because you're practicing. You should be pushed to the limit, but not break it. And if you don't know your limit, you get hurt. You know what I mean? And that limit of knowing yourself is extremely important. If you drink too much, you get drunk. Eat too much, you get fat. You sit on your ass too much, you get lazy, right? So we all have these things. We all have to know limits because each individual limit, each individual person has a different limit. One person can have maybe one glass of wine and be okay, and another person can have like a whole bottle and still be okay. It all depends on the individual. So knowing yourself is extremely important because if you don't know who you are, what you want, and how you're going to go about it, you'll never have happiness. But that's an internal aspect that you have to search within yourself. But on the backside, if you don't understand your physical limitations, you don't know what truly you're going to do in a situation when a lethal threat presents you, right? So maybe you're walking out of the store and someone grabs you, right? Are you trained? Are you trained for that? Or do you think you are? Do you know? Because what you think and what you know ain't always the same thing, right? Someone presents you with a knife, full on, and they mean to use it. Do you think you would do something? Or do you know you would do something? They have a gun. They have a firearm. You think you would handle it? Or do you know you would handle it? And that training and that confidence comes through repetition. The more you do something, the more you understand yourself and you have confidence in yourself to be able to do that. That's why all martial arts are predicated on self. You have to have, we talked about that when I talked about solo training, my solo training videos. It all breaks down to self, self-defense, self-enlightenment, self-esteem, self-image, self-motivation, self-discipline, self. You have to take time for yourself to get those things because no one's going to do it for you, right? I've said it a million times. You're the only one responsible for your success. If you want to be successful, get up off your ass and be successful. No one's going to do it for you, right? But if you don't understand who you are and you don't understand what you can do and you don't have the confidence to be able to do it when you need to do it, then you need to know yourself. You need to take time and know yourself. And this particular lesson, although it's extremely easy to read and the concept is extremely easy to get, the searching is difficult. The training is difficult. So that is the very first one. I do believe that everyone should know yourself. You guys should be proud of who you are. You should stand up for what it is that you believe in, regardless of what it is. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're living your life for you and you want to make the best you, do it. You know, I will always support any one of my students who wants to, you know, live a good life and be happy and search for happiness and that sort of thing. I think life is too damn short, and if we don't step outside that box and experience life the way that we want to experience it, we will never know who we are. And martial arts gives us an opportunity to find out who we are through combative motion. And the study of philosophy and the study of the deeper essence of the Kuden helps us understand on an emotional level and a spiritual level. And then we take that and we apply that to our life, and then we get to know more, whether it's personal, private, or professional. So there's my little take on the first one, know thyself. Do everything you can and understand yourself from every angle possible, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and attach that to your 3 areas of life, which is personal, private, and professional. So this is the very first video that you guys have seen of me. My name is Christa Jacobson. I'm the head of the Budo, which means School of the Warrior Way. We teach 7 ancient samurai and ninja traditions. If you guys are interested, please check out my website at www.budo-ninjutsu.com. There you can see a list of our schools. If you don't live next to one of our schools, you can always join the online Ninjutsu dojo, and you guys can train with me through the online training. We also have a store, so if you guys are interested in books and DVDs and all that kind of stuff from my philosophical thoughts on the martial arts, you guys can check all that out. But if you guys are interested just generally in classical Japanese martial arts philosophy, ninja, samurai stuff, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button for me below. Don't forget to click the bell. That way you guys get the notifications every time I make a video. I do try to get up 2 to 3 videos every week. On a slow week, I will always get up 2, but I always shoot for at least 3. So, right. So if you guys are interested in martial arts philosophy, techniques, self-defense, realistic, reality-based self-defense techniques, whether it's sticks, edged weapons, firearms, etc., click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell, get the notifications, and you guys can catch up with everything that I'm doing. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for your love and support, and until next time, take care, be safe, and good luck in your journey of Budo.